I want to tell you about something I've witnessed firsthand. I've worked with many families who were this close to losing their home. Not because they gave up, not because they were careless, but because the system was built to profit from their struggle. And I don't want that to be you. Let me show you what really happens and how there's a better way to move forward. If you're curious as to how interest home buying actually works, I made a free guide called Islamic Finance Explained. It's simple, it's practical, and it shows you what this path actually looks like, step by step. Grab it in the description below. And if you're one of those who would rather talk through it, there's a link to book a consultation with me. No pressure, just a real conversation. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Isn't interest just a part of the process? Well, that's what most people believe. But here's the thing. Interest doesn't just make everything more expensive. It makes the whole system more fragile. Because the moment that something unexpected happens, the lender isn't working with you. They're working against you. Today, I want to show you how that looks and why interest-free home financing gives you more clarity, more stability, and more room to breathe. There was this family that I worked with a few months ago. They were in a really tough spot. They were facing foreclosure and their house was set to be auctioned off in a few days. We were doing everything we could to close the deal and prevent that from happening. All we needed was a payoff from their mortgage company. I called. The rep said, "Yeah, sure. We'll expedite the payoff and get it to you tomorrow." I was ecstatic. I called back the next day. Different rep, different story. She said there isn't even a way to expedite a payoff in our company. You know that feeling you get when your stomach drops? That was me. Because now we're wasting time and every hour counts. The homeowner was stressing. I was scrambling. We were doing everything right, but the system was still working against us. Eventually, I had to escalate it to a supervisor. We got the document we needed. We closed. We prevented the foreclosure. But this should have never even happened. And the truth is, this happens more often than you think. And here's what you don't see in moments like that. While we were waiting, the loan, it was still growing. Not because anyone was spending more, but because interest was ticking away in the background. That's the design. And it doesn't give you space to recover. And that's where things start to spiral. You fall behind just a little, and now you're getting hit with fees, then interest on those fees, then more stress. Even when you're trying to fix it, the system is working in the other direction. And then you start to ask yourself, how is it that I've been paying all this time and I'm still not ahead? That feeling, that slow drowning feeling, that's what I want to help you avoid. Now imagine this instead. You're not borrowing money. You're not taking out a loan. You're entering into a real contract to co-purchase a home. This is one of the models of Islamic financing called co-ownership or musharaka. And this is how it works. You and a provider buy a home together. You live in the home while paying rent on the part that they still own. Over time, you gradually buy out their share. Eventually, the home is 100% yours. It's structured, it's steady, it's clear. And if you want to pay it off faster, you can. You need to sell early? It's allowed. No penalties, no traps. And if you miss a payment, you're not hit with interest on top of interest. And any fees are capped and only cover actual admin cost, not profit. This isn't just about numbers. It's about values. It's about building something that lasts, not something that bleeds you dry. And just so you know, this is just one approach. There are other models too, like murabaha, fixed markup resale, or ijara, lease to own. But they all share the same DNA. No interest, clear terms, real ownership. Let's say life happens. You get behind, you miss a payment. In a traditional loan, you get buried. Late fees, compounding interest. Sometimes the lender even comes after other assets. But in this model, you're not treated like a criminal. You're treated like a real human being. If loss happens, like in a fire or a forced sale, the risk is shared based on ownership. And if things get really bad and you default, the provider is only able to come after what's fair based on the agreement. They don't get to come after everything you own. This isn't just about being interest-free. It's about a system that assumes you're a partner, not a problem. Now, maybe you're not in crisis mode. Maybe you've never missed a payment in your life. That's great, but the structure still matters because how the deal is built determines how you move forward. In a traditional model, the payments often feel like you're treading water. In this model, your payments are tied to progress. From day one, you're gaining ownership. And when you look at your statements, you actually see what's yours, not what you owe. That's why this isn't just about avoiding risk. It's about building stability for your family, for your future, and for your peace of mind. So here's what I'd love for you to do. Download the guide Islamic Finance Explained. It's linked below. It'll help you understand how these models work and give you the right questions to ask, whether you're ready now or just exploring. And if you want to talk through it together, I've got time for that too. Use the link below to schedule a consult. I'll walk you through the process one step at a time. Thanks for spending time with me. I hope I've helped you to understand how interest isn't just a number, it's a structure. And the wrong structure can put everything that you've worked for at risk. If this got you thinking, share it with somebody you care about. Subscribe if you want more real talk like this. And remember, there's a better way to buy a home. Let's keep learning together.